Hey guys, you waiting my haircut? Sorry, I know it's been a while. Personally, I just been very busy, for many things. One of these things is studying for this episode, but also just going to the learning center, life in general. So yeah. But today we got something for you, a special treat. Hasil Adkins. Where do I even begin with this guy? He was a weird guy, and we're about to talk to him about him right now. I wish we would talk to him. That was a mess up, but we're talking about him. I think he's not alive anymore, so you're gonna see why I would like to talk to him. He was a weird dude, but he made some cool songs out of it. So let's get cracking. Before we get started on the album itself, which is called Out the Hunch, let's talk a little bit about him. Let me pause this for a second. Hasil Adkins was born somewhere in the 20s. And basically, there's no better way to put this. Hillbilly. They were hillbillies, and you're gonna see why for a second. Hearing Hank Williams, when he was about 5 years old, thought Hank Williams just did everything himself. Now, this was a very important thing. Now, this is a really important point because for all Hasil Adkins' career, he would do things himself. Okay? And, he was a one-man band. Let me repeat that, folks. He heard Hank Williams as a child. He thought Hank Williams played all the instruments. So he did just that. And if that is not any crazier, wait until you hear some of his songs. I just played you a little bit. This man was doing Psychobilly. Before Psychobilly, he was doing it in 1959 after hearing Fats Domino and Little Richard and Chuck Berry. But he also heard Jerry Lee Lewis and Elvis, which, with the country influence and the rock and roll influence and the rockabilly influence, he would come up with these very weird covers of Elvis, and he made an album. Now, he was doing this in the late 50s, early 60s. However, it wasn't until, believe it or not, the 80s when he got some recognition. The 80s saw the review of this album, Out the Hunch. And, yeah. Let's just get on with it. The first song is called She Said. Now, if this song actually sounds familiar to you, that's probably because you heard it from the Cramps. Now, the Cramps did an interesting cover of this song, and I would argue the Cramps version is a little more crazier than this. But, that said, the original is so crazy. I mean, listen to this. What is this? Okay, moving on. So, this other song is called No More Hot Dogs. No More Hot Dogs, and it's about capitation of somebody, a lover, so she doesn't eat no hot dogs? It's probably an euphemism for something, but what's actually funny? It's actually not a bad song, but what it's about is kind of like, what? Okay, so the next song is called Ha Ha Catwalk, baby. And it sounds like your typical 50s rock and roll song for the time, though a little crazier. And I think that is something what's interesting. This actually does sound like a 50s rock album, but it's so muted up. It's crazy. In fact, this album, I'm not gonna lie, gave me an idea what I am trying to do right now with my album, so it's a little more rock and roll and rockabilly. But this song, anyway, is actually pretty good if you like that type of music, which I do. It's really good. Now, this is his cover of Rockin' Robin, a very twisted cover. I mean, listen to it. What's interesting about this album, folks, I'm actually running out of things to say, but I don't want to stop listening to it. So I'm going on, because how more can you say about it's just craziness? But it's really cool craziness. Okay. This next song is called Chicken Rock. Now, what's interesting, he actually has an obsession with chickens. Again, he's a hillbilly. He actually released an other album, what is all about chickens. So, yeah. Yeah. This next song is called I'm Happy. And it's weird, but what's interesting is its bluegrass influence. Now, a lot of it has a bluegrass influence, to be honest. But this one actually sounds legit bluegrass. Which I don't mind. I love me some old school bluegrass. Alright, so this next song is called Can't Help It Blues. And it's rough sounding, that's for sure. To be honest, folks, this is a very long album, so I'm actually going to skip to the last song. I will link this album if you want to hear it fully. This next song is called I Want Your Head. Guess what it's about? No, this is not a Misfits song. This is from 1959. Listen to this. It kind of scares me, to be honest, but it's really cool. It's like an old grindhouse film. That's the only way I can explain it. And I know the guy was really into monster movies. Wow. Well, I hope you liked this review. I know it was more of a react. Well, not really, because I heard these songs before, but I wanted to do this just to give you guys a little treat because I've been gone for a while. But tell me what you think of this guy and this crazy album. Listen to it yourself and tell me what you think. I guess the question for you is, what is the weirdest album you ever heard? It can be anything from any genre. Just what's the weirdest thing you heard? Okay, bye.